They might.
They may have issues with the colors in there, so they have issues with breathing.
I know one thing. Fucking with Mr. Potato Head was unnecessary.
What did Mr.
Oh yeah, they changed
what
it.
did Mr. Potato Head do?
What is it
Oh,
now?
Hasbro is not. Is
Not Mr.
making,
and Miss anymore.
Yeah, it's not Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
It's just Potato Head.
Here's a funny. They made the headline like it's Mr. Potato Head. Like there isn't a Mrs. at all.
There is a Mrs. though.
Exactly.
So what are you gonna do about Pac-Man?
Apparently there's
They're
a
Mr.
problem.
and Mrs. Pat. That means they're married. What is the issue?
I don't know.
They're
It was sexist somehow. I don't get it. No, transphobic. Excuse me. It was transphobic. I don't even know how that works. I don't even know how that works. There's a Mrs. too. They didn't have Mr. Potato with a dangalang, so not really understanding the issue here.
Because, technically, that's just correct. I mean, if you meet somebody, you say Mr. and Mrs. Or Mr. and Miss. I mean, I don't understand it. They're just angry about everything.
I guess. All right.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I
Let's
hope
go.
we pull that one tonight. Anyways, what's going on, people? Sure, truly. DJ your boy.
And I am Social Butterfly Fly.
And I am Vonavia Johnson.
And you're at the next episode of Happy Hour Video Podcast. Let's break this thing up. Put a few new topics up in there.
I'm going first. This is weird.
Let's do this.
What's in
Really?
here?
I'm getting this one.
What is it? What is it?
2 in 6 people have type 2 herpes.
Oh, shit.
Over 50% of people have type 1. So how come no one knows anyone with it? That's a lie. We all know people with it. If you had chickenpox, you had herpes.
We already had this discussion.
Okay.
'Cause
Yeah, that's true. If you did have chicken pox,
I never had chicken
you're
pox.
part of the club.
You want me to call my mama?
We already know.
We've heard
We were
the
there
story
when you were
already.
That's right. I ain't never had it.
Gotcha.
So does that mean when I get older, I'm like now that I'm older now, like will I get chickenpox or shingles?
I think you have to have had chicken pox to get shingles. You just get chicken pox.
Yeah. And as
that
adult,
shit
they
is
suck.
Deadly.
As an adult, it's kind of like when people go and get their tonsils out when they're older.
I haven't got my tonsils out, y'all.
Pretty much usually when stuff...
Have you?
No, usually when stuff like that is worse when you get older.
Like I recently just got my wisdom teeth pulled out a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I ain't did nothing like that.
You got your wisdom teeth?
I got my pulled out, yeah. Because
you still got your wisdom teeth? Me too. I mean, well, I only have 2 at the top.
How you so quick to lie again?
No, I have the 2 at the bottom are gone, but I still got the 2.
Why didn't you get the 2 out the top out?
They wouldn't bother me, and then I'm scared.
Well, they're going to, so now you're going to have to pay more money when you get them out.
You lie.
Yes, because you have to repay to get them
Oh
out.
my gosh, y'all hold on. I was
That's why I
scared
got
to get them. They don't bother me though, and then I didn't want my gap to spread.
That's not going to affect it because I've got all 4 of mine out.
Says the girl with no gap. You don't have a gap. I'm saying if they pull with I don't want my gap to spread, bro. That's all I'm saying.
All right, what was the question again?
What was
It was about herpes. Why do people say they don't?
So, yeah. How we even get there?
It's-
Anyways, so
You started talking about chickenpox and then shingles, and then she started talking about...
So, like, what was it? What? Read it out loud one more time.
It was 2 in 6 people have type 2. And
Type 2 is genital.
Yes.
All right.
And 50% have type 1, which is
chickenpox.
oral.
and /
Chickenpox.
pox. Yes. And why do
Yeah.
people say they don't know anyone that's ever had it?
When you
Because a
have
lot of people don't realize that chickenpox is herpes.
Mm.
That's the thing. Most people don't realize chickenpox is herpes.
Excuse me, but that's just herpes 1. You said 2 and 6 have 2.
2 and 6 have...
So 30% of the world has
Herpes.
type 2 herpes.
Yes, that was it.
But
It
nobody
said
knows
2 and
anybody
1.
with genital herpes.
Yes, 2 in 6 people have type 2.
But nobody knows anybody with genital herpes.
I don't know.
I don't know. I get tested, so I don't know about y'all.
I don't know.
I think that's a funny thing. 2 and 6, 30% of people have it. So, it's 4 of us in this room right now.
But that's not 2 and 6. That means 1. I know I don't.
You know what? I did a lot of research on that because I was doing like sometimes I just get questions in my head and I just be pulling up some weird shit. Like if you were to pull up my history.
What kind of weird shit you be pulling up?
I have some weird ass questions. Anyways, when I was doing research on there, I realized that a lot of times, like doctors, they won't even want to do a test. So like a lot of people are getting an annual test every year and not even realizing like they're not testing for herpes. And then herpes comes and goes like so small most times that people have it for years and they never even know. They're thinking they're getting tested, but they ain't.
Why the doctors don't test it for it?
But also, people have to remember too. Sometimes people think they got herpes up here or down there, and it's like ingrown hair. It could just be your hormones flaring up. You got too much testosterone or too little.
Or you think that's what it is, and it's really herpes.
Oh, yeah, it can go, both, either or ways. Yeah.
Well, like live with oral people, the ones with oral herpes and stuff like that, a lot of them, they never had a chance. Like, I think most of them had it as a kid.
Yeah.
What?
Like, no, I got
fever blisters.
Yeah.
That's herpes. That's
So when
herpes.
so that means when they were born they had it, like coming out the womb.
Nah.
You could have, because this is what you have to
When
remember.
they was a kid.
Mama and daddy was kissing around.
This is what you have to remember. You get oral herpes from drinking after people, drinking after water fountain, drinking after people. It's kind of like mono. You could get it from drinking from someone who has it. And they may
got
not.
The cold sore, you drink after they cut. Well, you just pass it along.
Yeah.
You kissing your friend from school, you think they got a mole on their lip and it's herpes. You just
you remember back in the day when people used to drink from, when people used to drink from water fountains, and then you go and drink, then you could get it like that, kind of like how mono is.
Yeah.
Who put their mouth on water fountain?
Clearly, there are people who. One of my teachers, when I was at UNA, got mono from a water fountain because people be nasty. There be people be up there, or unless they put their water bottle. Some people. Used to put their water bottles and stuff on there, and you got it, then you're gonna spread it.
Just thought it was wild. Well, yeah, because when I was doing all the research on it, it was crazy. Because for one, you have to request that test. That's a separate test altogether. And then two, even after you get tested, like let's say you've had chicken pox or something like that, you can run for positive and not be positive. Well, at least not positive.
Well, because it's probably still in your system.
So, you just have the antibodies for chicken pox. That's why they say later on it goes into shingles because you still have it in you. It never goes away. You just have the antibodies for it. So that turnaround could trigger a positive test, which makes the test expensive. So because the test is expensive, the doctors say unless you have like a bump that's actually has the pus and everything in it. Don't even go for it. Because that's the only way. They have to do a biopsy on that for you to know if you actually really do have it.
You gotta wait until the pus come out.
And it don't always look like it do on Google. It could look like a hair bump. People like, that shit is scary.
I was about to say, I was gonna have to look that up with the...
If you went to school with 300 people, 100 of them have herpes by now.
And honestly, it's probably all the people that sleep around folks, but that's true.
Wrap it up.
Number 2.
Then you talking about a city like Huntsville, where everybody's all clicked up, and everybody only know they people. She go deadly fast.
I mean, that's just anywhere. Like, not just Huntsville. Like, maybe even if you were to go in Birmingham, it's probably the same way.
I mean, it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
That was a world number.
Well, I don't work at a doctor's office. I know somebody work at a doctor's office, and basically the doctor said it's like normal, because pretty much a lot of people have herpes.
This shit crazy. But nobody know nobody that got it.
I never said that. Whitney, who wrote this? I never said
I don't know is that my handwriting?
I wrote that one because I researched it.
So is that what we're gonna start doing now? Is researching just any random topic we research?
No, I was like, I just had the question in my head one day. I was like, how come nobody know nobody got herpes?
Okay, so we
and
probably
I was just looking it up.
So the people that you
somebody,
know, so the people you know have said this.
No, I'm saying I just had the thought in my head. Just pop, like I have a lot of random thoughts.
So we do know, but we don't know.
You have to by the numbers.
I mean, clearly everyone knows people who've had chickenpox. So technically, we've all had it, except for you, which you're gonna have fun if you.
Well, the late '90s, they had the vaccine for chickenpox.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So.
Well, how do you
by
still
then
have the chickenpox? Then didn't you get vaccinated?
born in 1990. I'm damn near an 80s baby.
Nah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
not there, but you want to be, but you're not. But go ahead.
Up to about 94, where did all my materials come from? Okay, then. Like I didn't do Dare program. Like I didn't grow up on Ghostbusters
Oh, you
and
mean
all
like
that shit.
McGruff and all that stuff?
Come on now.
Okay, Robert, but you still a nice baby, but okay, we get
Did you
point.
ever watch Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Yes.
Okay. I love that show.
Okay.
I know it's really random. PBS. Just saying.
But still, he's still a 90s baby. I mean,
Yes, I mean, you're right in the middle, so.
Yeah.
You were born in 85?
I was,
Yeah.
But still. And that note.
All y'all niggas millennials.
We are millennials, yes. We all are
So in
millennials.
closing, we all know someone who has it. We just don't know
that they have it.
Gotcha. What are the best ways to invest?
No, we were talking about saving. You started talking about investing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that what happened last week. It was about saving money, like tips on, saving
So
money,
what's
but you
best
started
to
talking about
invest?
investing.
What's best to invest?
I mean,
You gotta put your line in a
diversification.
Yeah. So it's like this. Imagine fishing, right? You're fishing with one pole, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you only have one pole in the water, then you can only catch
One fish.
boom, one fish at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you put 10 poles in the water, then you have 10 potential fish that you can catch. So, the best way to invest is
Invest in everything.
diversification.
Doing a lot of different things.
Because you do stocks, right?
I do stocks. I have a business. I also work a day job. I have retirement. I have retirement
You have
slash
retirement,
401k.
don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Your 401k,
Yeah.
CDs, bonds.
So all that goes into things.
Mm-hmm. I have stocks, yeah.
Some people would say real estate, but it just depends on where you're at.
Real estate's another investment though.
Might be good here. I mean, we're booming.
Yes, we're booming because I can tell you this. There were houses, there were like 50, 60. Okay, for example, my friend, his mother bought a house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole ordeal. But I was telling someone, I was like, hey, he should have just bought that house that was down there was 50,000 because now that house is going for 200,000 because it's near 5 points. I'm like, that what he just did? No one wants to listen to me. Because anything that's 5 points, 5 point adjacent, Old Town.
What would you say
Downtown
some
Jackson.
stuff would be best to do stocks in, though, to invest in? Some good
That's
stocks.
on the person. From everything I've researched, everybody said invest in something that you like to do.
Oh, okay.
Because if you like it, then you understand the culture of it. You understand how it functions. For me, it was, I had thought of it, but when I was speaking with Chill City, he said it best. He probably said it verbally the best way that I could explain it. When, what was the line? When it's war in the streets, buy. So, pretty much when there is panic and doubt and potential for people to, lose shit, that's when you should have your eyes on what you're going to invest into. Excuse me. It's worked out for me great. I invested in oil because, there's not really investments I could think of for DJing. So, I invested in oil. Why? Because it's a non-renewable resource, but it's something that we're going to need at least for the next little future. It's not until like the 30s when we have one car company saying they're going 100% electric.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not just for cars, though. It's like for, boats and planes,
Yeah,
too?
planes, everything. So right now, while we're not traveling, it got super, super low.
Oh,
Yeah, but now what's happening is that it's starting to go up again.
And now when as things open up, right now we're at like 10%, I think we're at 10% vaccination for the countrywide. And my stocks have more than double now. something that cost me like 20 something, 30 something
Oh, yeah,
dollars a
because
share.
all yours are oil, aren't they?
Yeah, it's almost $90 a share now. So like, and that's still way low. In 2018, it was still at like 8,000 a share.
Wow. That was a pretty smart move on that one. Give you that.
I mean, we'll see what happens. But that's one line in the water. Then, like I said, I got my own personal businesses that I do, and then you add on, like, it's just having those different lines in there. My day job allows me to build a 401k, so that's retirement and stuff on the back end as well. I could always put into that too. I need to have like an IRA.
Yeah.
But I got to get my money more stable, because to be able to invest, you got to have money.
Yeah.
And it's how you use money that really sort of helps you out. But I wish I could show people different ways on that shit. The problem is, a lot of people aren't going to think about investing. They're not going to think that they can invest because they work too hard to make money. So in their mind, they feel like money isn't easy to make just because of the way that they do it. But if we all sort of did our own thing, we would all make tons more money. It's just hard to get people to...
People need to be risk takers.
Yeah, and invest in yourself.
Well, I mean, you have to take risk in order to eventually make money. I mean, you have to think about all the people that are like...
You don't take a risk by having a day job?
I mean, of course you do, because you're putting 8 to 12 hours in somewhere where you could be doing something making yourself money instead of getting...
Like,
I mean, you just do that because you know it's guaranteed.
You got the average black family that makes, I think the numbers are somewhere around like, we're talking like man and woman, 50-something thousand on the north side right now. I might be pulling that number out my ass, but it's mad low. It's like a third of the south side. So you have to where you're making, let's say 50-something thousand, right? Let me pull my calculator out.
Yeah, pull the calculator out.
So this is for a couple? Or this is for a person?
I think this is the average household. We'll say household.
Yeah, because that is low, because, some people make that just by themselves.
Yeah, most definitely. So,
For a couple, that's super low.
let's say 54,000, right? Let's divide that by 12. That's 4,500 a month. Let's divide that by 4. That's 1,100 1,125 every week.
And you're not taking out taxes, which is about 20%.
Yeah, that's not even taking out taxes. So you do 5,400. Hold on.
Yeah, because I'm weird. When I look up like how much you can make on jobs, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take out this much for taxes, so I can see how much you're really gonna make.
Right.
Oh my bad, 54,000.
Because you're like, ooh, that job's 55,000. It's like, no, it's
Yeah,
not. It's like
that's
$48,000.
taken out. So that's 38. No, 38. Hold on. I'm fucking tripping, boy.
It's 44.
44. So 43,200. Yeah, $43,200 that you take home. Let's do that divided by 12.
Then if you got kids,
That's 3,600. Divide that by 4. That's $900 a month that you take home. I mean, a week. $900 a week that you
so
take
like
home.
$1,800 every 2 weeks. And if you got a mortgage, you got to pay your car.
Yeah, so 900 every week. 900 only take care of my cars. And then you got, let's say you got kids or whatever you making with that. It don't matter. Either way, you're using a third of your day to barely make enough money to last every week, which is why most of America is living paycheck to paycheck, because they only pay you enough to survive, right? Shit's crazy. But let's say you found a skill, just one skill that other people can use, right? We're all on social media. We do nothing but build networks and find networks that we can get into that other people want to be a part of. That's the magic of Facebook, right? excuse me, and Instagram and all of that. So let's say you find one skill, you find a way to make it profitable. That's it. And then it just grows as it happens. But just doing that is another line in the water. You can mess around and create it however, what time you want to do it at your own. And just all you got to do is find a community that's going to invest into it and is going to build it. And then you do that enough times and everybody does a piece of that, community would be rich. Why? Because we spend all our money in Walmart, right? Are y'all still with me or am I talking too much?
No, I'm listening.
Okay. You spend all your money at Walmart, right? What does Walmart do for the community? They pay their employees less than what they worth. That's all you're going to get back from Walmart, right? And every other major corporation out here, I'm just naming one, right? So, we give them millions of dollars a year. That's probably just one single location. Millions of dollars a year. They do nothing but underpay their employees. And what do? We shop there. Why?
Value prices.
Because the shit's cheap.
I mean,
So
do that,
we're shopping there. But we're shopping there
Aldi.
because we can't afford to have something better.
Like
So
Target.
that's what we're there
Well,
for.
no, I think part of the problem is too is that they have lowered their prices so much that like a local grocery store in town has to up their prices to try to keep up with them. So even if there are mom and pops like in Huntsville, for example, which there are a couple, that their prices are double what a Walmart or a Kroger is.
Or they have to specialize in something. Like they'd have to just be meats.
Yeah.
And then they work with the local farmers or whoever to get that low price for their meats.
Yeah.
But that's how they would have to do it.
There was a mom and pop store
But
out
if-
there for homes.
Everybody sold their own thing, made it work for the customer for whatever climate and stuff that we in, then we could turn around and we're putting all that money in our own pockets, which means we're investing in spreading it out to each other instead of hemorrhaging our own money into the big spot Walmart. We're all giving the money back to each
I
other.
don't really shop at Walmart. I shop at the little Mexican
I'm not gonna lie,
grocery stores.
I bet.
I
bet whatever's convenient.
Yeah, I shop at Kroger because it's close.
Yeah.
And
But then, we go to Storm Market sometimes.
But then I go
like
to a little Mexican restaurant.
Nah, if we had our own spots like that, you know what I'm saying? Especially on this side of town, it's
Like
convenient
what?
and everything. I
Have
go
what
there.
kind of spots?
Like a grocery store that was just a farmer in town that just had like his own store or her own store and they garden or whatever, and that's how they did their groceries. I rock with that, but we won't do it. Requires too much.
If we all come together.
And here's the thing: a lot of people think, starting a grocery store is expensive. Well, don't just start by selling a grocery store. Start by selling cucumbers.
Do you want to pick the last one?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say we spent a good while
But
on
do you
that
not
one.
shop at the Mexican stores and stuff? Because I do. I be going up and then shopping. I'm like, okay, let me get. I don't know what this is, but let me get it.
I shop at what's convenient. I'm not gonna lie.
It's
And
all Latino.
Kroger is.
I shop at-
I'm gonna say Kroger is 2 minutes down the road for me, so I'm always at
Walmart
Kroger.
prices have went up though, for real.
We'll go to Storm Market sometimes in 5 Points.
I'm not driving way over there.
It's like 10 minutes from me.
I'm not driving.
Oh my
Check
gosh.
this out.
That's crazy.
Why is there double standards when it comes to, I guess, teachers dating students?
Okay, so we know what this is about, and that is not
Do
dating.
we?
Not dating, sexing students.
That's not dating.
I put. Okay, I wrote the question. I did
That
put-
is not dating because first off,
They
a teacher ain't
They
supposed to be
ain't dating.
dating. They up here sexting
Yeah, that's
because they went through that lady's, like the one that recently happened in North Alabama. They went through her phone and she was sending pics and stuff like that.
Wait,
because
this happened in
No,
She was
not
sending
Huntsville.
pics?
Not Huntsville. I thought that she got caught. I thought they were sexting. Like she sent some boob pics or something like
She
that.
got
Maybe.
in trouble for that?
Of course. What the fuck are you talking about?
She didn't have sex with him though.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, she did.
You know-
It don't matter. She sent her titties and you see her like, what's wrong with?
Wait, was the titties covered? Did she have on like a bra or something?
Whitney, when you're thinking about sexting and boob pics, that is your boobs. They're not covered. There's no bra there. It's just boobs.
Anyway on the internet. Like that's the same thing, is it not?
There's so much wrong on so many levels
No,
over
I
here.
bet. I
if we were actually syndicated, she would be fired the next day. Like,
no,
what the fuck?
I wouldn't do it. But what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to figure out is because they're looking at it anyway on their phone and internet. And I'm pretty sure the women they're looking at is older than them.
So it's okay for the teacher to send their students tit pics.
Was the tit cover?
Oh my god.
Whitney.
I don't know. Just ask the question.
So you thinking? So would you be okay if a woman who was in her 20s sent your 12-year-old son boob pictures?
No, I would kick that bitch out.
Exactly. That's the point.
So why is it so fucking complicated?
I'd be so mad.
If a teacher sent your son some boob pictures, you'll be like, hell no. Exactly. What we're talking about. I'm sorry, it's a boob cover. When it's a teacher, it don't matter.
So okay.
God.
What about if it wasn't covered? I mean, if it was covered and it was just like a cute little outfit, and she sent it, she's still gonna get in trouble.
Yes, because if it's a teacher, if you're a teacher, you're supposed to be sleeping with students.
Right.
You don't need to be sexting students. No.
Okay.
You shouldn't be texting your students.
Unless it's about homework.
No.
Maybe she was teaching him. Physical
Okay, you can text their
chemistry.
parents. You can't text the student. You can talk to the parent.
Oh,
Don't talk
Lord.
to the student.
Maybe she was sending a picture for physical chemistry. Maybe to help him in his studies. I don't know. Where does this happen at? You said this happened in Alabama?
When it happens everywhere now, because there's like an uptake, especially of female teachers sleeping with these students.
So what's the double standards come in you were talking about?
That usually with women, they get less time than men do, male teachers. Because if male teachers love for a student, they're going to get like 20 years, some of them, 10, 15, 20 years. With some female students, especially if they're considered attractive, they'll get less time.
The female
Teacher, yes.
What if the male teacher was attractive? You think he'll get less time?
No, he'll probably still get more than he'll probably still get more than a woman.
So
Yeah.
That's
But also, some of these teachers are like 21, 22, 23, don't need to be teaching 17, 18-year-olds. Because in college, they would be peers.
Yeah, pretty much. True story.
I mean, that's just my take on it.
Yeah, I agree. It was kind of wild that year. I was a sub. I was sub at like 18.
I was a sub.
That was a mistake. I didn't know that. First off, I didn't know you could do it, so I just sort of did it because I could. But
yeah, I did it too when I was in my 20s.
it was weird.
It was weird.
I was subbing my old school, and then it was like the students in the class. I'm gonna be playing basketball with them after school's out because I kind of grew up with them. So it's just like
See, what I can say is that when you're, I would say probably 25 or younger, if you're teaching, especially in high school, like juniors and seniors, some of them consider you their peer because you're not that much older than them.
Yeah, some of them were like I grew up with them. Or like,
Yeah, like if you're right out of
I knew
college,
their
you're
older
21.
brother or sister or something. Like
Yeah, like if you're 21, 22, subbing
I
a
was
bunch of 17,
25. I was
18-year-olds.
25.
Yeah, it's like some of
in
them
high
would consider
schools.
you, some of them may consider you their peer because, 18-year-olds some 18-year-olds around 24, 25-year-olds.
I was a sub, and my girlfriend went to the high school. Yeah.
Wait, what? So your girlfriend was going to the high school that you was subbing at?
Was one of the I could sub anywhere in the city. So like yeah, my girlfriend was actually
Oh my gosh, Robert, you could have got in trouble.
nah.
Yeah, he could have got in trouble, right? Because he was a substitute.
I mean-
His girlfriend was in high
He
school.
was a sub,
Technically,
but I feel like he
But,
wouldn't have got in trouble unless
I mean-
he was up. They were up in there like having sex in the
Yeah,
school.
that's a different story. It wasn't going down. Like
Yeah, it's
that.
not like he
But
was
they
a
were
teacher. There was
dating, though.
it would be different if he was a teacher there year round.
But they were dating.
But because he's a sub, that's
They're
totally
only there
different.
for a day.
Yeah, he's only there for a day and he's gone. It's not like you're on the payroll
But
every
this
year.
comes back to the teacher you was talking about that was sending pictures. To
Yes, and
That
that
was-
teacher's on a
That
payroll.
was different.
How's that different?
Well, for one, that
They were
teacher could buy
dating.
whiskey. I couldn't. I was 18.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Like if it was a sub and it was like 18-year-old sub got caught smashing a senior in high school, I'd be like, what the fuck? How does this dude end up in the classroom? But I know how because I was in the classroom.
But that wouldn't happen now because I think you have to be a
I hope
little
it
bit. Yeah,
wouldn't.
I think you have to be 21 or older.
I don't know. I can't tell you that
I
that's
can't believe they
changed.
let you sub that young.
What's funny was I got the most respect at my old high school. It was crazy. Shout out to the Rebels, Butler.
Whitney, you're so ridiculous. I can't even.
This motherfucker said, what if they covered?
I can't. Yeah, subbing and being a full-time employee not the same.
Unless they're old. Like,
No.
actually, if you got the job, you shouldn't be smashing your clients. That's just something that should just be
I
going down.
definitely agree. I agree.
I think they need to up the age of. I think a 21, someone under the age of 25 should teach like elementary school, middle school.
Yeah.
I think an adult needs to teach
But
high school
they need to
kids.
stay out of middle school because all the women always get caught fucking the middle school
Oh,
kids.
some of those kids, yeah. I mean, you're thinking about like Mary Kayla Turner, those 13-year-olds and stuff, like 8th graders and stuff like that.
Motherfuckers be wildin'. Anyway. But in
closing,
conclusion,
Don't listen to Whitney.
I
Don't
didn't
be,
even
don't
say
be.
nothing.
If you're a teacher, don't be sending kids
I didn't say
text messaging.
it.
Don't be sending them pictures with brows. No, but don't be sending them pictures. Period. Don't be texting them. Contact their parents if you have questions about something.
Yes. True. I didn't agree with it. I was just trying to figure out what kind of picture she was sending.
don't let Whitney babysit your kid.
Oh, whatever. Whatever. I'm a good babysitter.
She gonna smash your son.
No, I will not, Robert.
Don't
Take
do
that.
it.
That is a lie.
Don't do it.
I like grown men. Stop it.
She's gonna dress your kids in daddy's outfits.
Oh my God.
On that note, on that note, I think we're done for the evening.
We are done because Robert is doing the most right now.
I think we're done.
We'll
Just keep
drink
them
to-
coming.
No.
Oh my God.
Just keep them coming.
No, close it. Close it. Yeah.